Alrighty, so gait and balance using Tai Chi principles. So what you need to get the most out of this class is this particular setup or something that approximates this. Ideally, two chairs with the backs of the chairs facing in with enough space in between that you've got some room for movement, but not so wide that you have to go really far to get to them. So if it's too narrow, you can't do it. If it's too wide, you can't do it. So we're framing a space to work on our skills with support so that you can, and the support is really important. As you know, one of the main principles of Tai Chi, relax. So if we're tense, we're not doing Tai Chi. We can be doing the movements, but we're not practicing hydraulics. We're not practicing sung, soft, supple, pliable. So you want to take the time to create this. Also, if you're going out into the world, that's where using a good walker or cane or whatever helps you, walking sticks, whatever helps you keep your uprightness, gives you confidence to relax, right? So a lot of times I think people resist using canes, walkers, or assistants because they go, no, I can do it. But if you're straining to do whatever you're doing, you're really not doing Tai Chi. So take the time, set up this little framework. You've got a chair to sit in, you've got two chairs for support, and then we'll begin sitting at the front edge of your chair, just a minute or two of Taoist meditation. Taoist meditation can be very sort of esoteric and flowery and imagery and that kind of a thing, but just super practically, vertical pillar, zhong zheng, sung, soft, supple, pliable. When we relax and release the clench, two things occur simultaneously. Chun Wan and Qing Lin. This separation, this natural discerning or distinguishing of earth, downward trajectory, settling, heaviness, stability. That, as the Taoists say, goes out of the body into the ground. So it's sort of like a plug that we're plugging into the socket into the ground. The difficult part of it is we have to relax and let it happen. We don't do it. We don't grab something and try harder and make it happen. We have to relax. We have to be calm. We have to. A sigh represents, right? Maybe even do that. A couple of comfortable sighs in the nose and let go of that trepidation and concern and just relax in the present moment. That'll ground you. And as well, the earth goes where earth goes, the heaven goes where heaven goes. It sort of buoyant, effervescent, alive, float, space. So in that upright, relaxed, grounded yet spacious state, breathe in the nose, out the nose or the mouth. Two-part breathing, which is longer and more complete inhales, longer and more complete exhales. Eventually becomes four-part breathing, long, smooth, complete inhale, hold the full state, sustain that full balloon. Exhaling when you're ready, nice and smooth. And when you reach the bottom of the exhale, stay empty. In that, you could say, deprived state or fasting state. Many beneficial things happen. And then when you're ready, you inhale again, nice, long, and full. And in, nice, long, smooth, and empty. So continue that 2-part breathing or 4-part breathing. And again, we could spend 25 minutes doing just this breathing, and you'd feel some positive benefits. So I invite you to do that. This isn't a meditation class, but that meditation is something, everything I just described, you just do that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 25 minutes and just see what happens. See how the mind, brain, body, nerves, everything just kind of becomes more coherent, cohesive, connected. And then we challenge ourselves with Shenfa, or body mechanism methods. First of which, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up. Arch your spine. Go as far into that direction as you can. Break through your stagnation, your slothful torpor. And then settle back to neutral. Go through neutral. Straighten the arms, sliding the hands forward. Hollow the chest, drop the head. Sort of an exaggerated bad posture slouch. In yoga, this is cat pose, rounding. And go ahead and slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. In yoga, this is cow pose or sway back. Anatomically speaking, it's spinal extension. And then we go cat pose or spinal flexion. So in a sort of way, we want to be agnostically learning the body, right? Because there's Western fitness and there's yoga and there's Tai Chi and there's these different sort of cultural renditions of how to take care of our body. All of them are built off of the body, right? So let's learn how this vehicle operates. So each of these is a lesson to you. When you do it, you can feel, oh, that's extension of the spine and retraction of the shoulders and tipping back of the head. And then this here is pelvic tipping back, rounding or flexion. The head is dropping, shoulder blades spreading apart, known as protraction. Arms are extended. Let's do just one more. Make it a good one. And there's just residue, there's plaque, there's barnacles that build up. And so each of these movements helps to break them up, clean them through. Now, find neutral again, and let's do the rotation. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn your shoulders to the right, turn your head to the right. And then we come back to center on an inhale, and exhale, turn to your left. So by this time, pretty much most of you have been doing this with me for a while. What I'm hoping is that these movements are embedding in your consciousness so that you can go, oh yeah, I love this one. I know this one. And you just go get lost in your twist and just do 3 or 4 at your own pace. You're not really stuck to the words that I'm saying. So that as a teacher, I get to, as you guys learn the moves, I get to put new layers of thought, new layers of ideas of how to practice. But don't let it break your practice and you're staring at the screen. Keep twisting, right? Stay in the flow of the movement. That's also training how to be a good student of Tai Chi, of yoga, of these various mind-body practices. How do you listen a little bit outward, but you also really listen inward to your own structure, your own tissue. And then come back to that neutral position, right in the middle. Hang your arms loose. We shift the weight a little to the right buttock and side bend. Just lean a little bit. Now stay leaning to your right. Float your left wrist up. Notice that I didn't swing my arm out. I did a very specific path. The wrist is somewhat in front of me a little bit, but it can float up like a puppet string. And that allows you to tip a little further. You can even lift your left foot a little. and then come back to that middle. As the left arm goes down, the right wrist floats up as you tip to your left. Remember that specific pathway. So if your arm is straight out to here, bend the elbow more so the wrist is here, and float it up. Let's just do this a few times now. Lateral flexion and extension, side bending. This one is super important. The lateral movements are really important because we don't do them as often as we do the flexion extension or the twisting. We do those in daily activities more regularly. These sideways movements don't show up as often, but our body's built for them. So make sure you're leaning, tipping. The primary thing is this central axis that we're liberating. And then come back to neutral. Arms, okay? So now bring your feet a little closer together. We fold forward, swing the arms forward, backs of hands touch, and bring your arms up to chest level. Now go out over the top of your chairs at chest level. Get the arms a little bit behind you and come down. Neutral. Let's do it again, 4 times. Forward and up. Open. Down. So we have to unbuckle the shoulders and chest and upper back because tension up here makes us top heavy, keeps us from actually grounding in a stable way. So we're having to loosen up, cleaning off what's stuck. Upper back, chest, neck area, right? This whole upper chassis. Let's go for full range. Bring the arms forward and come up, all the way up, as high as you can today. Open those arms way out, all the way down, and relax to neutral. Let's do that a few more times. Forward and up. Big sweep. Down. Again. Big sweep. One more. Remember to keep the backs of the hands touching so that we're not just coming up here, we're going that extra little bit and keeping them that way. That pulls on the tight spots a little bit more and makes each round that much more valuable to you. And release. Let's go the other way. Bring the arms back a little, out a little, up just to chest level. Bring them over top, forward right at chest level, and then down. Remember, we're also loosening up the hip leg joint area by tipping back a little, tipping forward a little. All right, we're going back, up, forward, down, neutral. So this movement from here as well as all this movement here. Let's go full range, up and over. Down under. Up and over. Down under. 2 more. Shift back a little bit, scoot back a little bit in your chair. Bring your right knee up. Grab that knee, draw it up and in, and flex the foot lightly. And then we push, full extend, bring it up, and set the foot down. We're just going to repeat that alternating. So other leg, lift, pull it up and in, push, full extend, reload the leg, set it down. Switch each time. Load, push, load, down, load, push, load, down, load, push, load, down. So by doing the hands, we're really making sure to get that full range. And then let's do 3 more with no hand assistance. So just with the brain, load, push, load, down. Other leg, load, push, load, down. And load, push, load, down. Load, push, down. From here, right leg extend. Let's do foot and ankle. Point and flex. Then tilt the foot a little in and out, known as inversion, eversion. Circle, in, around, and out. And reverse, out, around, and in. And down. Other leg, point and flex. Tilt the foot a little in and out. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. Down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair. One more with the legs. Step wider apart than hip distance. Lift the toes way up. Turning on the heels, point your toes and knees in. Lift your toes, turn your toes and knees out. External rotation. And toes and knees in. Internal rotation from the hips. External. Internal. External. Internal. Out. In. Out. In. Neutral. And then lift the heels a little bit. Go heels in, knees out. Then bring those heels through neutral so the heels go out and the knees are in. And then heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. One more. Back to neutral. Now, your brain, if you've done what I just had you do, you'll be able to feel a little more the space inside the hips. Now, the legs don't move. Fold from the hips, right from that same hip leg space, and then sit back up vertical, and then tip back. So create this massive change in shape just from a single junction in the body of the hips where the hips meet the legs. And just feel how much effect there is, how much change is occurring. Hang your arms loose. So just folding from those hips while relaxing. Now you're almost, parallel to the ground in gravity, in relationship to gravity. Your back has to open up a little bit. And then add to it this little tip back. And again, forward. But as we're doing this, note that your body weight is still piercing through to the ground through your buttocks and the chair. Now, pause in neutral. Slide your feet back. When we stand up, we have to get our weight out of the chair and into the feet. So that's why we fold and go forward. Once you've achieved the forward, feel how the weight is actually going down. That's that chun one, down. And then with the body, just be relaxed and float the body up rather than grabbing on and trying to force it to happen. Instead, relax your body and feel how there's a natural liquid quality of buoyancy inside this body, right? And then there's also a groundedness under your feet. Hinge your hips back. Stay grounded under the feet and just fold the body, fold the body, fold the body. Once you get your butt near the chair, then commit to your chair and you're sitting. Let's do this 3 more times. Fold. Let the weight stay down the whole time. So that's an important part here, is the weight never comes up if we're doing it right. So it's down under the feet. It's still under the feet, and all that happens when you sit your butt on your chair is now the weight, you're connecting to the ground through the chair and your feet. And then here, it's no longer the chair, it's just the feet. Now, stay under the feet, and let's do these squats. So go as low as you comfortably can in a squat, hips back. You might even get to the point where you can touch your butt to your chair, but you don't commit the weight to the chair. And then you stand right back up. And then you fold, sink, and rise. And just do that another 3 times or so. All right. Now we're standing. You've got the chair near the on the right side. Step to it and turn and face it. Now remember, the weight is where? It's down underneath you. Keep it there and just keep your fingers on the chair for safety, but just tip a little bit forward so that your weight is not contacting the ground through your heels. It's just the balls of your feet and toes. Then to the middle of the feet where it's heels and toes, and then go a little bit back from your middle so it's just the heels. Try to get able to control that. Float forward so it's just the toes. And then back so it's just the heels. Notice also in my body, I pretty much stay vertical and upright the whole time. There might be a little bit of, when I go back to the heels, a little bit of the hips back. But for the most part, it's just a straight body that inclines a little and declines a little. Now stay in your toes and lift your heels way up and then down. And then rock back to your heels and lift your toes. Remember, the chair keeps you safe. Go forward into your toes, lift your heels. Down. Back into your heels, lift your toes. Down. Forward into your toes, lift your heels. Back into your heels, lift your toes, and pause. Now, hands on the chair. Walk your feet back. Now, from that same junction of hips and legs that I've been talking about the whole time, fold and stick your butt way back. And arms are straight. Get a nice stretch through the whole body here. This is basically downward dog from yoga. So it's really important that we don't let the body become one big stiff cramp. So we're folding, opening up those tissue pathways. And then just lift the chest. Hips come a little bit forward so we take the pressure out of the posture and then go back in again. Fold. And chest up, hips forward, walk forward all the way to the chair. Stand up under your own power. Find Zhong, central upright, all the way down through the legs. Turn and face forward if you aren't facing forward. Step back just a little bit. Now, we're near this right side chair. We have a runway in front of us, right? We have space in front of us. That's what we want. We don't want the chair blocking our movement. Now, take your index finger and just touch your belly button and project your mind to the place that's about 2.5 inches deep to the belly button. Or you could just think of it as the middle, but from where the belly button just goes straight towards the lower back, the middle there. So from this point, shift the weight a little over to the right leg, and then back to the middle where you're in both legs, and then a little bit over to the left leg. So it shouldn't be a lot. It should not have also any leaning. So relax as best you can and just move from this middle over to the right, over to the left. Now remember sung, soft and supple. So right away we're adding a challenge that could cause you to tighten up, especially if your balance is really not feeling great. Relax. The chair is there should you need it. Now add to this, go into your left leg, stay there, and just a little extra bend of your left leg, just a little sitting through the left leg. And then let's come over to the right leg, do the same thing, this little sitting through the leg. So it's not a locked stilt, it's a spring. And then see if you can have that spring loadedness happen very naturally. So that as the weight goes to the leg, the natural response is just relax. Let the leg take the weight. And so you see here, as I commit to this leg, this foot becomes free. Primary direction is down. If I get the down right, suddenly this leg is capable of something. Let's take it another level. Commit to your left leg, stay there, and lift your right heel. Get to the tippy toes of the right foot. Put the right heel down and change. So now you go over to your right leg, commit to the right leg, lift your left heel, get to the tippy toe, put the foot down, change. All the way down the left leg, get to the tippy toe of the right, heel down, change. As you get better at this, you can more simultaneously commit the weight and lift the foot. So add that in if it's appropriate for you. As you commit to your right leg, you lift your left heel. And then as you commit, you lift. So that eventually it's like this, right? I'm sort of pop, 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 pop. But you got to remember it's the down, down. Now stay here with your right tippy toes, weights in the left leg, touch the chair for safety, lift that right foot a little bit off the ground, place the whole foot back down with no weight, change the weight, then go to your left tippy toes, lift the foot a little bit, hand on chair for safety, foot down with no body weight, and then change. Tippy toe lift, down, change. Tippy toe, disconnect, down. So 2 additional challenges here. At one point you try no hands, right? Maybe lightly touching. But you just try to get to where you can commit and float down. And then over time you can add the idea of more simultaneous. As the weight's going down, I'm lifting. Put the foot down. As I change weight, I lift. So that eventually, right? But I'm just relaxed while I'm doing it. Down, 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 down. Now, stay in your left leg again. Hand on chair for sure. And let's go full lift. Float the leg down. Again, same leg now. Let's do 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3. So we're just freeing up this whole mechanism. 4. Now we switch all the way to the right leg. Get to that tippy toe. Let's go full lift, all the way down. Full lift, all the way down. Again, zhong zheng, central upright. Chun one, weight down through the right leg. Ching ling, this lightness and nimbleness. Now switch each time. The weight down through the left. Lift. Down. Down through the right. Lift. Down. Right? And additional challenges inside of this. Someday no hand, but you got to be careful. Make sure you're not swinging around and losing your balance. And someday hand on chair a little faster if and when the space is opened up in your body. but try to not grab and yank on the body. That's not training the right thing. Okay, now make sure you're back from the chair a little. You got your runway in front. Now, no hands or hand on chair, your choice. Put all the weight in your left leg and step your right foot in front, the heel, empty with the toe up. Bring the foot back, change the weight, and other foot, step it out. So let's just repeat this exercise. Really important exercise for walking, because when it's time to walk forward, a lot of times people move forward like that, and that's falling forward. This is the weight goes down where you are and you set up your wheel to wheel into. Change. Step. Back. Change. Step. Back. Change. So I'm not moving forward at all. I'm just doing this first, often forgotten step. Now, all the weight in your left leg, right foot in front. Now from here, down through your right leg. That moves you forward. Down through your left leg should move you back. Relaxing to the earth. Relaxing to the earth. Let go of your shoulders. Be loose. Relax through the whole body so that your chungwon can happen. You're grounding. That's level 1. Let's go level 2. Hand on chair. Front leg lift. Lower. And commit to that leg. Moving forward. Now this back leg empty. Bend the knee. Toe down. Shift. The weight underneath allows safe lift. The weight stays underneath. It just changes how you're connecting so that the other one's free. From the navel, right? From this middle. Back. Do that again. Sorry. Spam call. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Now, stay in your back leg, your left leg, front leg empty. Lift. Use the chair for safety. Lower. And then commit to that leg moving forward. Now this back leg empty. Lift. Reach back. Commit. Weight down under the leg. Lift. Down. Commit. Forward and up. Back. Commit. So again, relaxed. And relax. One more. Relax. Change sides. So step feet together. Left foot steps sideways. Shift underground. Now you're closer to this chair. Bring the feet together. Let's do that exercise again where we shift into the right leg. Left foot is empty. Heel. Bring the foot back. Change. Heel. Back. Change. Heel, back, change. So cue in on the idea that what's most important is how are you connected to the ground? Never compromising that. That's the meaning of the primary direction is down. You gotta have that address, otherwise you're rolling the dice. Down. Now the next time you're in your right leg, stay in it, put your left foot out, and let's just shift into the left leg. And then shift. Take your meditation pillar, your central upright pillar, and just float it in space, and it's moving forward in space, but you're not leaning, tipping, tilting, lurching, you're just floating. Floating. Now, hand on the chair, weight down through your right leg, let's straight leg lift, lower, shift, and your back leg empty. Bend the knee, toe down, shift. Once the front leg is empty, from the hip, float, shift. Imagine the cappuccino cup full to the brim on your head. Only through being relaxed can we kind of get that ability to move without causing internal disruption. Lift. Now, hand on the chair for sure, so we can go full lift. Left foot down in front, heel touching, roll. And then this back leg, forward and up. Reach back, shift. Front leg, once it's empty, it can lift. Shift. Back leg empty, lift. Reach it back, no body weight. Shift. Down and up. Commit down to the earth. Forward and up. Commit down. And feet together, switch sides again. Side step, empty, shift underground. This one is now empty, therefore it can step. We're near this other chair. Once again, put the weight through the left leg and float that right empty foot out, heel touching. Now, all the weight into your right leg. Left foot empty, step. And then commit to that leg. So you've now moved 2 steps worth forward. Now, down through the foot that's behind you, commit there, get grounded. Step the left foot back behind, toe touching but empty, and then commit. So these are 2 extension cords we're trying to plug into the earth. So we're plugged in here. Now, plug into the earth here, we move forward. Step this unplugged foot forward, and then plug into that one. That should move you forward again. And then plug into the foot that's behind you, that moves you backwards. Step the unplugged foot, and then plug into the earth. Again, plug, unplugged foot can step, plug in. And the important thing is, how do you plug in? Not by pushing, not by forcing, by being relaxed and letting go. That's the most difficult part of it, I would say. Now, hand on chair, we've got this empty unplugged foot, float, down, and then plug in. This back foot is unplugged so it can safely step over an obstacle, step in front, reaching down, getting ready to plug in, but you haven't plugged yet, then you commit to it and plug in. Back foot empty like a little flamingo, lift and lower. Then commit, you plug in. Once you're plugged in with one, the other is free to reverse over the obstacle. And then plug in. Front leg empty, float, down, plug in, moving forward. This foot empty, step over that obstacle. And then commit, plugging in. Back foot empty, bend the knee, down, commit. Now, up in front, tuck. This is important here. This is usually the hardest part. This extending, fang song, soft and long to the earth, and then plugging in. Float, down, plugging in. Now this foot is empty, so it bend, lift over the obstacle. Now important again, fang song, soft and long down to the earth, then plug in, which moves you forward. Bend that knee, toe down, plugging in, down. This leg empty, it stays empty. Fang song, soften into length. We still haven't committed to it, and then plugging in. Right? Now, full range challenge. Lift, soften long to the earth, and then plug in. Now we're going heel, knee, extend, down, plug into the earth. Now this leg, bring it up, soften it long, touch the ground. We haven't plugged into it yet. Now we plug in. That's where we move. Now this leg, empty, lift, tuck, soften long, then plug in. Again, lift, down, softening down through it. This one empty, full range. It's a capable leg when it's empty and loose. And then we fill it so that we move forward. up, back, shift. One more, up, tuck, soften, long, back, and shift. Now switch sides, bring the feet together, side step, and right foot full, left foot empty, 2 steps forward, down, step while it's empty, down, and reverse, down, step while it's empty, down, again, down, step, down, down, step, commit to the left, step the right, commit to the right. Commit to the left, step the right, commit to the right. Now, level 2. We hand on chair, lift, lower, commit. Now this back right foot is empty, up and over. And then commit. Like a flamingo, bend the knee. Reverse, commit. Now it's up, tuck, soften long, right? That softening long, then you commit. This leg empty, soft and long, and then we commit. This foot empty, step over, commit. Bend that knee, commit. Up, tuck, reach, commit. Full range, hand on chair, we go full lift, soften long, commit. Full range, heel, knee, foot. We're just cleaning out what's in the way of this ability to be fluid, to be hydraulic. So it's that tension that creates glue, impediment, rust. And by being soft, it doesn't mean being weak. It's not saying, oh, let everything be collapsed and weak. That's not it either. It's this state of juicy, fluid, alive. The brain has to be present in all these places. The tissue has to be conditioned and treated well, right? So it's not something that happens all by itself, especially if we have been on the planet for long enough, right? With enough injuries and enough misuse or underuse of these mechanisms, right? So Tai Chi is about bringing us back to a state. It is our natural state, but it doesn't just happen if we just sit around, right? Okay. Now, everybody come to the far left side of your space. Now we got a big runway, hopefully enough for 5 or 6 steps or more, right? The chairs are to our left so that you have something to go to for emergency, somewhere that you know, okay, there's something solid I can use. Now we put all the weight in the right foot, left foot steps in front. Now commit, that moves you forward. Importantly, you do not move forward when you step. You move forward when you fully commit to your leg. So step without moving forward and then commit and let the body just naturally float forward. Step with no movement, commit all that body weight to the new leg. Step, commit. Eventually that can be just smoothed out and you just glide. But first we have to find, okay, 100% and 0. Step the foot with 0 weight. 100% landing, plug into the ground. Step without your body migrating backwards and fall, right? So extend, and then down. So this softening long, then down. We worked on this last Friday. We did the golden rooster walking backwards, right? And so this skill is that exact skill, that backwards walk. So forward, right? We're just stepping and dropping the weight, stepping, dropping the weight. And that golden rooster was this, right? Step, and then this. Step. Now we're not doing the specifics of the feet, but it was this, right? So those of you that were in the Friday class, you can add that, right? So that's the intention with teaching these various things, is they start to cross-pollinate Monday and Friday, right? Now, the other important thing here is soften long, right? So if you take a larger step, you will move further forward, but you have to make sure you are down. You see how I'm not falling forward as I take a bigger step? That's what gets us in trouble if we try to walk faster or eventually jog or even run. We have to still down, still have to arrive. So now I just covered that whole distance in 3 steps that took me 5 or 6 last time. Same thing backwards, down. Soften long. You see how that step back, that's available because of softness and length. And then I just plug down. Look at all that space I just covered. Soften long, down. Soften long, down. So just do maybe 2 or 3 more rounds forward and back at whatever your comfortable but maximum challenge is. Longer strides are fine as you find your ability to go down to the earth, down to the earth, down to the earth. You get over your skis, you try to go faster than you should, you'll find out pretty quick. You'll feel that caution, that danger. So you should feel nothing but, relax, 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 relax. And I promise you, if you start walking around like this, it makes walking more fun because you realize, oh, every step is developing you. It's loosening your mechanics. It's training this correct relationship to the earth. If you forget it and you just kind of force yourself around, you're training bad mechanics. So really let this set in, this idea of every single thing you do is Tai Chi. It's an opportunity. Now, once you're back at your starting gait, back here at the far, let's say left, turn forward again. And let's do our side steps. We've got out and in. Importantly, it's soft and long and in. The 2 groin area, open and close. If this right groin area stays closed when I step, that's what pulls the body clumsily to the side. So it's this ability to open and close, soften into length, and then regather, extend and retract. That allows the body to be, again, this power of Tai Chi, the push and the draw, the extend. Now, with that extended leg, change the weight underground, and then change back. So now the quad, as you change to your right leg, this quad closes, this one has to open, and this leg has to extend. And then as you change back, this leg retracts a little, this closes a little, this one extends open. So find this relationship, this different understanding of your vehicle. Soft and long, soft and long, soft and long. Now stay in your right leg, then bring that left foot in, out, in, out. Notice my weight isn't changing, it's staying right here. And then finally, really important is this one here, feet together. Change the weight down your left leg, empty the right. See how the right is empty. And then down through the right, the left is empty. So this is key for walking because when we walk, we don't want to be waddling like this, right? Because that creates all of this, like a boat at sea can list and fall. When we walk, we want to just be gliding, gliding. Notice how I'm not really moving side to side. I'm just moving backwards or forwards. So this ability, this down, down, from the middle, from the low back, from the groin, right? This freedom of movement. Now stay in your left and let's go right leg, soften, long out. Change the weight underground. Left leg softening, but in. And then down through the left leg. So the right leg's free. And then down. Left leg's free to come in. Change the weight down through the left. Right. down, left, down, right, down. And when you reach the end of your runway, go back. Down. Maybe start to add the clumsy bear. Again, in Friday class, we go over all these movements. That's why I highly recommend you come to both if you can, or at least watch the videos of both, because that's when these classes, they're going to start to blend together. That's the goal. As I have a more committed group of humans learning the movements, then we can start to really open up the gates a little bit. So now, same leg work, right? But now we're shifting, turning, brushing, sweeping. And then in comes that left foot, and then it's shift and turn and brush and sweep. And step out, and it's shift and turn and brush and sweep. Step in, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out, shift, turn, brush, sweep. So this is, we could call this intermediate Tai Chi whenever we put the stepping and the movements together. Go back the other way. Maybe it becomes the bear swirls the string. That big circle that circles in and circles in. Right? And if you do it right, what you'll see is it's less about what it's doing outside your body, and it's more about the mechanical relationships of your back and your shoulders and your hips and your legs. Let's go, the bear swats the jumping fish. Step in. It's more about you take the old car into the top tier mechanic, and they pull it apart and they get the rust off of each part, and they make sure there's lubrication for each part, and not too tight, not too loose, right? And so that's what we're doing with our Tai Chi movements. And there's so many movements that body's capable of. So we got to learn the A, B's, and C's so we can start to put some interesting words together, so we can start to put a sentence together, and then maybe someday some poetry and movement, poetry and motion, which is what Tai Chi is. And settle. Back to neutral. Come and stand in between your chairs. So just note, we've gone forwards and backwards. We've gone sideways and sideways, but this body has rotation ability. Thank God that it does. It's a wonderful ability. Because otherwise we'd have to go like this, like a penguin, every time we wanted to change directions. And this is what I see when I'm working with folks when we get older, or there's Parkinson's or a combination of things. It's this inability to rotate that forces this sort of this thing here, right? So put all your weight in your left leg, turn the right leg 90 degrees out, or as much as you can, and even turn the hips and shoulders and upper body and head and look to the right. Then come back to neutral. Turn the leg and the body to neutral. And then turn the toes in, turn the hips, turn the shoulders, turn the head, look to your left. And then let's come back to neutral, through neutral, turn out. And then neutral, in. Now see if you can get all the weight in the left and feel this freedom of movement of the body to turn. You might add this movement here. This is a Tai Chi movement, or the Bagua movement. Turn. Turn. And neutral. Change. All the weight's in the right leg, so the body can turn open to the left. Back to neutral. Turn to the right. Neutral. So again, it's external rotation or opening, internal rotation or closing, external opening. Now, if you'd like, add that challenge for this hand comes up and over and down on this side. And then it comes up, over top, down on this side. Up, over top as you turn, down, up, turn, down, up, turn, down. And neutral. Now, turn your right leg out 90, toes pointing to the right. The weight goes down. Step the left foot to match the right foot. Go down and turn the right leg out. And then down and bring that left foot around. Down, turn the right leg out. So we're opening. And then we're closing to neutral. Then we're down through the left and opening. Turning the right leg out and then down. So instead of thinking about turning the body, use this open and close concept to turn in space. So open, right? So it's opening, but I'm still middle. And then I'm closing and I'm still middle. And I'm opening and I'm closing. And I'm opening, closing. Open and close. Open, close. Right? So it can have speed to it. Open, close. Open, close. And it's all relaxed. Go the other way. Opening. Close to neutral. Open. Close. Right? You could do this with the hands if it helped. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open and close. Open, right? This open, close. Open, close. Now, right leg again is the empty leg. Instead of open, let's go full close, right toes in, body turn left, and bring the left foot to match. This one, if you do martial arts of any kind, you note, oh, this is very valuable. Or just in general, closing. Now I'm looking at what's coming this way, and I'm able to move back away from it. Same thing, if something's coming from over there, close, I can see, and then I could back away. Close. Back. Close. Closing is also protective. It closes around the middle. Closes. Reverse, go the other way. Your left foot, close. Neutral. Close. Neutral. Finally, let's put them all together. So you're going to get all the way 360 degrees in only 4 foot movements. Watch me do it once. Open. I'm closing to neutral, and I go beyond neutral and close all the way. So that's 2 foot movements. And then I open, commit to that leg, go all the way to that close, and then we're back to neutral. So try that with me. Open. Commit to the right leg. Now your body's free to not only go to neutral, but turn. And then commit and open. And then commit and close. Open. Close. Some of you might be seeing the arm movement that goes along with this movement. We'll work on that over time. After you get all the way around that third time, let's go the other way. Open. Open. Whoa. One more time, all the way around. Facing forward, palms together. Rub the back of one hand, palms, back of other hand, palms, groin. Hip flexors, tail, lower back, as if sitting for a squat. Sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, up as you stand up past the groin to the belly button. 2 more just like that. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, down the legs, around, up the inseam of the legs to the groin, and once more. And then finally, just the full reset, up the outside of the arm to the shoulder, turn that arm palm up, sweep off. Outer, turn the arm, go down the inner, off. Reset, a switch for that chi reset, up the outer, turn. Bounce, shake legs, shimmy, wrists, forearms, and close the whole practice. Settle hands to the belly. Seal. 1, 2. Great work, everybody. Have a lovely Martin Luther King Day. Glad you guys joined me. And if there are any comments, questions, insights, thoughts, please don't be bashful with sharing thoughts, because more often than not, people find it interesting. People get insight from it. Anything at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
May I ask, what is in your umbrella stand vase?
Over here?
Yeah,
That's a large staff, 2 short staves, 2 Tai Chi swords, a Chinese broadsword, and some Eskrima sticks, all of which help train this body of ours.
Are you calling the staff's bow by any chance?
Yeah, bow staff. That's a Japanese term, as I understand it. The bow. Yes. The bow is a Japanese term. But yeah, you see it in Chinese culture as well. There's a Taoist staff form, which is really fun to do. So yeah,
just curious.
Have you trained with those yourself, sir?
Boken and Joe.
Yeah, Boken. I have a couple of those as well. The Japanese weapons are really fun. They're different. And it's very interesting how different Chinese and Japanese martial practices are. You know, the sharp, hard, and a lot of this fluid animal style stuff, you know. Great. Anything else?
Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to remind everyone that if they haven't donated for a while, they should think about it because the PD Active relies on donations to continue giving us these classes free.
No
That's
question.
what pays for Otto's
Yeah.
salaries.
Yeah. Thanks so much for that reminder. Yeah. So if you have it, give what you can, and a little bit goes a long way. Whatever. A lot of hands throwing a little bit makes a lot bit. So, all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Otto.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Karen, you got something? I can't hear you for whatever reason. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Maybe your mic is.
I think my voice is just too soft.
Yeah. Speak up. Project.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to thank you for teaching today.
Yeah. Of course. All right. Thanks, y'all. Take care.